Hey, it's Coach with Tactical Hyve. Not on the range today. We're going to go over the good old Colt, often overlooked Colt SMG. Today's video is brought to you by TacPack. TacPack is a monthly subscription service that sends you survival, EDC, and tactical gear. And if you use promo code TACHYVE at checkout, you'll get a free USA-made AR part worth at least $75. You're welcome. And we're back. Okay, so today I got a couple of pistol clones for you. They're clones of the Colt SMG in 9mm. Is the 635. It was released around 1982. So the tech specs on it, it's a 9mm blowback action that fires from the closed bolt. A lot of the submachine guns of that era fired from the open bolt. It's a technical thing, but this was better. It's got a 10.5-inch barrel, and it's basically a Car 15. The modifications that Colt did, I mean, all this stuff you can switch around and use on a Car 15. It has a gas deflector here. It's not a shell deflector. They modified the dust cover and sawed it off so they can make this fit. But it just kind of pushes the gas away from your eyes so they can gas in your eyes. It doesn't have any forward assist because there's no need. A blowback weapon, it doesn't lock. It just utilizes the weight of the bolt to hold the pressures in. The big change here was the mag block. Colt put in a mag block so you could use 9mm magazines. So this is a modified Uzi magazine, and it just basically fills in everywhere that would have had a AR-15 5.56 magazine in there. Just fills it up and allows it to set in there and lock in. Now, this is a separate piece. It's not milled into this, so they used, off-the-shelf lower receiver and then just shove that in there. They'd use roll pins, but the one I used doesn't use roll pins, so you're not going to have those holes in there. So those are the technical differences between an AR-15, a Car 15, and the 9mm submachine gun. And then later on in the mid-90s, Colt brought out the 992. And that's basically what this is, a 992 clone. The 9 series is the same as the M4. It's got the flat top upper receiver and the cool wrist rail that you could clamp your lasers and flashlights and whatever else and mount your red dot sights. Because, back with these, red dot sights they weren't really around. They weren't a thing. I've got this gun all set up, ready to go, and it would match almost perfectly my 5.56 variant. Okay, same size, same length. Of course, this one's going to have a lot more blast and flash because it's shooting 5.56, but it's a much more usable gun. The MP5 is great. 9mm is great in a house, but in real life, when you deployed overseas, you weren't going from the team room to the kill house. When you switch from one platform to another, you're going to be less effective. And we were rolling with MP5s in the kill houses back in the States, and then when we deployed, we were switching platforms, and this becomes your main gun for CQB and everything else. You were leaving the wire, going through bad guy country where, honestly, 9mm wasn't going to get you there. So the biggest thing that, had we gone the other way and just run with something like this, it would have been seamless. There would have been no retraining going on. You can use this in a facility that's not rated for 5.56. So would it have been better for us to roll with one of these? Is an MP5 that much more accurate? Now this is a blowback gun, so it has a mass that rolls back and forth. And on full auto, it's a little less controllable than the MP5. But we don't run around on full auto. Despite what Hollywood says and shows you, everybody run around blasting full auto everywhere. Semi-auto, almost all the time. Okay, so that advantage there kind of goes away. Now, that doesn't mean that didn't have some successes, okay? There was a market for this. U.S. Marshals, Department of Energy, the DEA, I think they ran with these. Most notable overseas buy that Colt got was actually from Israel. And Israel is known for their Uzi. The Uzi's tough, reliable, but apparently there was attributes that the Israeli Special Forces saw in this. They bought into it. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the MP5. I grew up with the MP5. Used it for years. It's tough, it's reliable, it's accurate, and it's controllable on full auto. All awesome attributes. The biggest drawbacks that it has is its ergonomics, and the manual of arms is completely different than the M16. Our main gun was the M16. This one, all that is exactly the same. It is an M16 that shoots 9mm. Okay, so that begs the question, why do we choose the MP5 over this? Well, in 1980, the SAS took down the Iranian embassy in London. And right there on the evening news, front row was the MP5. It's a dead sexy gun, and it was effective. It was being used right then. Counter-terror was fairly new at the time. So anybody who was building a counter-terrorist force saw that and said, we want that one because it was used, it was effective. So we went with the MP5. We ran with MP5s until we hung them up and traded them in for the 5.56 10-inch barrel. So is what it is. Hindsight's 2020. I was there. I kind of, that was my era. This is where we're at now. But anyway, if you like this kind of content, give me a like, subscribe, and leave me some comments.